What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano. Today I'm going to be giving you a 30-day challenge that if you can complete, you are going to change your piano playing for the better for the long term as well. We're going to help you build the habit of practicing every day, and we're going to help keep you accountable all on this completely free YouTube video. That's what this is going to do for you. So to get started off, who is this video for? This video is for people who, A, either have never played the piano before, they're thinking about playing the piano, but they don't know if they like it, they don't know if they would stick with it. That can be for you, or it can be for person B, who knows that they do want to play the piano and they've had a piano for a long time, or maybe they've been playing for a long time, but their problem is that they are not consistent with their practicing, they're not consistent with their playing, and they need some help and some accountability with doing that and just being consistent with the piano day after day for the long term. This video, again, is going to help you stay consistent if you can complete this challenge. So I don't want to waste any more time. I want to help you right now. So let's get right into it. Point number one is this challenge is very simple. It is simple to understand. It's not as easy to actually get it done. So the challenge is this. You need to play the piano or practice the piano for 20 minutes for 30 days straight. Again, it sounds very simple, doesn't it? I'm just telling you to play the piano for 20 minutes a day and every day for 30 days. That's it. It sounds very simple. Anybody can understand what it is. Everybody understands the value of consistency, but we don't always do it. The difficult part is actually sticking to this 30-day challenge, which is why I'm calling it a 30-day challenge. The problem is I'm talking every day for 30 days. So I'm not saying you skip day number 17 and then you keep going. I'm not saying you skip day 3. I'm not saying you skip Sundays. I'm not saying you feel sick, so you're only going to practice for 15 minutes instead of 20 minutes. I'm not saying your pet got sick or your kid got sick, so you're going to practice, but you're going to do it kind of half-ass. No, I'm saying 20 minutes a day, every single day of focused practice for 30 days in a row without missing a single day. And the important part here is focused practice. So again, that is very simple to understand. It's not always easy to execute. What I mean by focus is I don't want you to sit down at the piano and not have any plan with what you're going to be doing for the 20 minutes. I've made other videos about the positives and the benefits of just sitting down at the piano and playing random things, but that's not what I want you to do in this case because we're trying to work on that structure. We're trying to work on that consistency. So as part of this challenge, I also want you to be consistent in your training or in your practicing and in your practicing schedule. So what does that mean? For an example, again, we're doing 20 minutes. So for the first 5 minutes, you can literally set a timer. You can take out your iPhone, press start on the watch or the clock, or you can do it on an iPad, you can do it on the computer. If you have a physical handheld timer, you can do that. But I want you to literally time this, and you can put it right on the piano itself. You can put it on a chair next to you. You can do however you want to do it, however you want to set it up, you can do it. But actually physically time it. The first 5 minutes, as an example, you can do some kind of warm-up / technique, okay? So we only have 20 minutes, so I'm going to suggest you kind of combine the warm-up with the technique work. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. How you can do that is you can work on things like scales. So you can work on your major scales, you can work on your minor scales. If you're brand new to piano, if you're in that first category, you can just learn C major. Learn C major scale. I'll tell you what it is right now. You don't even have to look it up. It's starting from C, which is middle C. You can find the group of 2 black keys on the piano, right? Even if you're brand new, you can see physically that the piano has white keys. It has groups of 3 black keys clumped together, and it also has groups of 2 black keys clumped together. So find about the center of the piano, find the group of 2 black keys, and play the first white note. That's a C. Start on that C, play all the way up to the next C. Should be 8 notes, C to C, and then play it back down. That's C major scale. You can warm up with that with 2 hands, You can do it with one hand if you're brand new. You can, if you're a little bit more experienced, maybe you're in that second group and you've been playing for a while. Obviously, you can work on other major scales. You can work on minor scales. You can work on scales in contrary motion. You can work on scales in parallel motion. Parallel going up and down at the same time. Contrary is where your right hand goes up the piano, your right hand goes down, and then they come back in to meet in the middle. You can also work on scales in thirds, like I said. You can work on scales in tenths as well. You can do so many different combinations with that. You can work on arpeggios. You can work on white note arpeggios. You can work on arpeggios with one black key, with two black keys, whatever you want to do. Again, you can do one hand, both hands, whatever it is. Do something technique-wise. You can work on hand exercises. If you're brand new to the piano, I have it here somewhere. There is a easy handing book that you can use. I believe the author's name is Jonathan Robbins. It's literally easy handing. It's kind of a white and yellow cover. You can pick up if you're brand new or if you haven't been playing in a while. You can do those handing exercises that are a little bit easier for you, right? And all of this is going to help you warm up your hands and your fingers, and it's also going to help you work on your technique as well, all at the same time. And you don't have to do those. You can do something else if you want, but try to work on something technique-wise during this challenge, and also that can kind of warm up, get your fingers and hands moving. The next 10 minutes. So this is the bulk of your 20 minutes, right? This is half of it. Half of it, 10 minutes worth, is going to be working on your song. So if you're working out of a method book, you can just spend the 10 minutes working on that. If you're trying to play maybe a song that you like, some kind of rock song or some kind of pop song that you always wanted to play, maybe it's from a movie theme song. I love The Godfather. Maybe you're trying to learn The Godfather theme song. Spend the 10 minutes to try to learn whatever song that there is, and then you can move on to the next piece. Now this 10 minutes, because we only have 10 minutes, try to set yourself a goal. Maybe you try to learn a measure. Try to learn one measure that you can play really well up to a certain speed. Maybe you can learn a phrase. So maybe you learn 4 measures, you learn section A of a song, something like that. Maybe you just learn the chords. Maybe you learn what notes to hit. Maybe you learn the fingerings. What fingers should you use in this particular measure, in this particular phrase? Work on that for the first or the second. Work on that for the next 10 minutes. So 5 minutes, we had the warm-up. We had the technique practice. Then the 10 minutes, we had the actual song work, working on the piece. So now we're at 15 minutes. The last 5 minutes, and this is important too. The last 5 minutes, you want to do something fun, okay? So if you're playing the piano as an adult, at least, you don't have somebody who's making you do it. Someone's not paying for your piano lessons. You're doing it voluntarily. The last 5 minutes, you want to do something fun on the piano. So whatever that is for you. I don't want this to be some kind of military style, boot camp style training, super intense 30-day challenge. I want you to have fun as well so that you can come back the next day and you're not dreading it, right? So you want to end on a high note, end on a positive note where you did something fun, and you end with those positive emotions about the piano, even maybe if you struggled with other parts of it early on. So what can you do that's fun? Well, if you want, you can continue working on the piece that you did. You can try maybe a new piece. If you're kind of bored with that one or you're at the tail end, you can start learning a new piece. You can try to do some ear training if you like to do that. If you're into that, you can pull up a random song or a song that you like on YouTube or Spotify and just try to figure out a couple notes, just 1 or 2 notes of that song, and then you can build off it the next session. You can also just improvise. You can come up with your own thing. Try to write your own song, or just try to see what you can come up with in the 5 minutes and then never touch it again. You can do a lot, right? Just have fun. You can just play random stuff, play random things, see what you like, just explore the piano a little bit. You can do a lot of exploring, and that's going to help you as well down the line. So that's it. That's one example. That's probably the best practice example I can give you. Again, just to kind of recap that, is start off with a warm-up / technique. Try to do it, combine it in one 5-minute thing. Like I told you, you can use those examples. The next 10 minutes, you'll be working on the song, whether it's some sheet music you found online, whether it's a method book, whether it's something else. Last 5 minutes, you want to do something fun, do something that you enjoy, so you can come back the next day with that positive emotions. That's it. That's the 20-minute practice routine, and then you're done. The key, again, is to do this every single day as well. So 2025, this is a good time to actually do this. You can have hopefully more motivation to start off on a higher note. You have more motivation to get things done, right? Whether it's learn the piano for the first time, whether it's get back into the piano and kind of get better, whether it's anything else. If you're just trying to be more consistent with playing the piano, this 30-day challenge is going to do you wonders, because after this 30-day challenge, if you did what I told you to do, if you did focused practice for 20 minutes, you did it every single day, and you did it for 30 days straight, you are going to be building that habit of practicing. And what's going to happen, especially if you're kind of writing this down, if you're writing down even something as simple as like a calendar and you're just checking it off each day that you practice, you can even hang up the calendar or your checkbox right above your piano, or you can put it somewhere that is a high traffic area. So maybe the fridge, maybe the front door, maybe the bathroom door, whatever it is, so that you're constantly being reminded, hey, I need to practice today. And once you get like, let's say 3 or 5 days in and you start checking off these boxes, you're not going to want to break it, right? You're not going to want to break your streak. You're going to be more motivated to stick with it and to be consistent. It's a very simple trick to have that calendar, have something you physically check off, but it's not always easy to actually do because things come up. So that's one strategy you can use to actually stick with this 30-day challenge, is to have something you can physically check off as you go. Another thing you can do is you can, if it's possible for you, you can practice early in the morning before work. If you're working full time, try to do it before work. It's only 20 minutes. So if you clock in, if you have a typical 9 to 5, you clock in at 9. Let's say you have to start getting ready by 7, or let's say 8. Try to practice at 6:30. Try to practice at 7. It's only 20 minutes. Once you get that done early in the morning, now you can check it off and you're done for the day. You have survived that day, that part of the 30-day challenge, and you can just move on to the next day. I find that if instead you kind of put the practice off and you say, oh, I'll do it after work. I'll do it after I take the kids to their daycare or whatever. I'll do it after I take the kids to their basketball practice. I'll do it after I work out for the night, right? Then it's much easier for you to just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then you miss that day and then you failed the challenge. So instead of that, try to do it first thing in the morning. Again, it's only 20 minutes. It's not going to be very time intensive. And another good thing about doing it earlier in the morning is that nobody's up. So if you do have a family, if you do have roommates, if you do have other people or pets in your house that need some attention, if you do it early enough while they're all still sleeping, now you can help. You can actually lock in and have that focus practice I was mentioning earlier. All right. And this is today's January 2nd. So you can start today. Yesterday was a vacation. We won't count yesterday. Yesterday was still a holiday. So if you didn't practice yesterday, no big deal. Today can be your day one. Today is January 2nd. You can start practicing right now, those 20 minutes. Another thing I want to do, I mentioned about the accountability piece, is I want you, if you're serious about this challenge, if you're watching this video right now and you're saying, damn, you know what? I like what Josh is saying. He's making sense. I do need to be more consistent. I want you to comment that you are doing this challenge in the comments below, and that's going to hold you accountable. I'm going to be checking in with you probably every week, every few days. I'm going to comment. I'm going to see how you're doing with the consistency. So we can all hold each other accountable. I'll be responding to you. We can have other people in the comment section also responding. You guys can share your stories, share your challenges, share your struggles. I'll be in there as well, just checking in on things, see how people are doing. Any challenges or concerns, just drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to help you. And once we get a few people in the comments, then everybody can hold each other accountable. So stick with it. Stick with the 30-day challenge. Again, if you haven't already, start today. Let me know in the comments below that you are starting, and we can finally build your consistency and make sure that you don't have this problem ever again. We'll start building this habit of practicing every single day. If you do this and you keep it going even after the 30-day challenge, your piano playing is going to be changed immensely. You're going to be a lot better than you were yesterday or last year. You're going to be so much better from a year now when we're at this year's end. Okay, so just stick with it. With all that said, one more thing. I do have a free PDF. It's a free guide on my website, www.latestartpiano.com. This free guide, I share the 34 essential tips that brand new adult beginner piano players need to know. This is going to help you play songs faster. It's going to help you play songs easier. You're not going to be fighting yourself at the piano. It's going to give you different practice strategies. It's going to help you with your mindset. It's going to do a lot of different things for you. But maybe the main thing it's going to do is it's going to help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls that I made in my first year of playing the piano. It's going to help you avoid that so you're not wasting as much time as I did when I first started playing, so that you can play the songs that you want to play as soon as possible. Again, if you want that free guide, it's completely free. All you have to do is go to my website, www.latestartpiano. The link should be in the channel description as well, in the About section. Once you get on that website, click on the big bright purple button. You can't miss it. Enter in your name, enter in your email address, and you'll have instant access to that free PDF. With all that said, again, my name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano, and happy practicing.